no one could tell me shit anymore. Like, I'm sorry. Like, you can't tell me nothing. I carried that baby for 9 months. I created that baby.
Ride around the city, top down, bad girl, yeah, by my side. She'll do anything for a king, yeah, that's my ride or die. Baby, don't lie, let that bullshit slide. Hey, look in my eye.
Hey guys, welcome back to our channel. So in today's video, it's just gonna be me. I wanted to sit down and have like a real and honest like girl chat type of video, talking about my postpartum journey and how I'm doing and how I've been feeling and finding like new confidence and loving my new body and how my body's changed and how I'm adjusting. So I wanted to sit down and film a video like this. I did a poll on my Instagram asking you guys what you guys wanted to see, and this was the one that won. So yeah, if you haven't already, make sure to like, subscribe, and comment and share this video as much as you can. It would really help us out. So I'm also gonna insert like some pictures of how my body was before. I'm also gonna be showing like a body update, I guess, 4 months postpartum. So I'm going to show you guys like what my body looks like now. So stay tuned. I'm going to insert that in the end of the video. So watch that. And yeah, let's get going. So to start off, I feel like it would be best to explain kind of like a backstory of like my weight pre-pregnancy and how much I gained throughout my pregnancy and all of that. I know talking about like weight and a certain number is a very touchy subject, but I'm comfortable talking about it. And I feel like a lot of people can learn from this video. So before I got pregnant, my weight, I would say, was about like 165, 170 around. I'm 5'8", like 5'7" for reference. So just so you know, so I am taller, on the taller side. And yeah, so my weight and my body pre-pregnancy, for me, that was like body goals. Like I was so happy with the way my body was and the way it looked. I went through like a big weight loss journey, and actually like my body pre-pregnancy wasn't the lightest I've been or the smallest I've been. I was like probably 20 pounds smaller like a couple years before, but that wasn't like my body goals. Like there was a lot going on, and the body that I had before pregnancy was like, I worked at it and I gained weight from when I was smallest. I gained weight since then, and I had my curves and I was super happy. I've always been on the curvier side, on the thicker side, like whether I was 140 or 190. I would say the heaviest I've been was maybe like my weight now, and also like probably about 4 years ago, I was close to like 195, 200. So yeah, so I lost about like, I would say maybe 50 pounds within like a short amount of time. And throughout my pregnancy, I didn't gain that much weight in the beginning. For a long time, I would say like throughout half my pregnancy, like I didn't gain any weight. And I think the reason why was because mainly I was super, super nauseous. Like they call it morning sickness. Girl, it was everyday sickness, 24/7 sickness. Like I would wake up, vomit, go to sleep, vomit, wake up in the middle of the night, vomit. Like everything made me feel sick. There was only certain things I could eat. And this was like my first trimester. And then second trimester, it was a bit better, but I still had like moments. And then third trimester too. So it really wasn't like just the first trimester that was like the worst. I really had it like, I would say throughout like 90% of my pregnancy, I was super nauseous. And another thing too was I'm like a girl that loves sweets. I love chocolate. I love dessert. Throughout my pregnancy, I could not look at like a cupcake or a piece of chocolate. Like it made me so sick. I really only wanted to eat like veggies and like cold fruit and things like, you know, when you're nauseous, the last thing you want to eat is something like greasy and heavy and disgusting. So that's how I felt like majority of the time. So I think that's one of the main reasons. And also too, I didn't want to use like being pregnant as an excuse to just like eat junk food and like gain a bunch of weight. I still wanted to be healthy. I feel like I was like the healthiest I've been like while I was pregnant, because I was super cautious. Like whatever I'm eating, it's going to my daughter, it's going to my baby. I have to feed her the right things. So I was very cautious too about what I was eating. Of course, I indulged and I had like weird random like cravings here and there. Like I loved turkey bacon and apple juice. Towards the end, my my craving for sweets, they came back a bit. Like I wanted like Krispy Kreme donuts and like ice cream like randomly, but like majority of the time it was like cold fruit and veggies and like crackers that I was eating when I could eat something. So also too, I really didn't show a lot during my pregnancy. I would say I only started showing really, like people when they saw me, they were like, girl, you're pregnant, or like, oh, when are you due, or like, congratulations, only around like 8 months. And I remember I wanted so badly, I was like, I want a bump, like I want people to like see me in the store and be like, oh my God, you're pregnant, congratulations. Like, but for majority of the time, like I wore, it was in the summer, like when I was started like showing more a bit, but I could wear like an oversized t-shirt and biker shorts and like nobody would know I was pregnant. Up until like 8 months, like I started to pop. And yeah, so I would say up until 7 months, I only gained like 10 pounds during my pregnancy. I really put on those last like 20 to 25 pounds, I would say the last 2 months. So in total, so I would say, yeah, I was around like 165, 170. And then I had a doctor's appointment the night I went into labor. I had a doctor's appointment that afternoon and I was weighed and I think I was around like 204 pounds when I saw that, and I was like, oh my God. Like I remember I called my mom, I was like, mom, I'm like 200 pounds. Like, but honestly, like after, when you see your baby, you don't care. Like I would do it all over again. I would gain the weight over again, like obviously. So I'm currently 4 months postpartum, a little like 2 days over 4 months. I gave birth to my beautiful daughter on October 23rd, 2020. And yeah, so before I went into labor the day before, I was probably around 205 pounds. And now, honestly, I don't have a scale in my house. Like I'm not one to be, I feel like if I had a scale, I'd constantly be like fixated on a number and like checking like how much do I weigh now, how much do I weigh. So I don't like to be doing that. I know like if it's there, I'm gonna be looking and like constantly checking, and I don't want to like be like that. So last time I weighed myself, it was at like my 6-week checkup, and I was probably like around 190. Yeah, so I lost probably about like 15 pounds then. And honestly, I feel like I'm probably still around like 190, 185. Since that appointment, I don't feel like my body's changed that much. The most it's changed since giving birth was like those 2 days after I gave birth. My stomach like went down really fast. I still have a stomach now, but I mean like since I gave birth, I don't feel like my body's changed drastically. Like those first, like that first week is when it really changed, and then it's kind of been like consistent since then. So since that first week, I don't feel like it's been a big change. I'm probably maybe around like 185, I'm probably still maybe 190. So my body before I found out I was pregnant, that was like, for me personally, that was my body goals. That's what I worked hard for. That's what, that's like my ideal body. I was still curvy. I was still thick. I wasn't my smallest that I've been. I was still eating things that I wanted to eat. For me, I believe like everything in moderation, like moderation and balance. It's all about balance. Before I had my daughter and I had like my ideal body, the body that I like wanted, I would still eat like pizza and like chips, and like I would still eat things, but it was all in moderation. Like if I were to have pizza, instead of getting fries, I'd have a salad. Like it was balanced, and I still believe that like you can still enjoy and indulge in the things that you like, but just portion control and balance, like that's something I really believe in. And I would say before I got pregnant, I wasn't in the gym as much, but I was still working out, I was still active, I was still healthy. Like I said, throughout my pregnancy, I didn't really gain weight, and I wasn't super active because the first trimester, you're exhausted. Like anyone who's pregnant, any moms watching this, like you know how exhausted you are that first trimester. Exhausted, nauseous. All I wanted to do was sleep, and that's it. And then when I was going into my second trimester, I ended up having to have my appendix removed. So that was super stressful, and just the stress alone, like I'm sure that's one of the reasons why my doctor said I didn't gain weight, is because of that stress. It was a super stressful time. It was like a 2-week period of back and forth and like surgery and all of that. So yeah, so that happened around, I would say, going into my second trimester. So then because of the surgery, I didn't gain weight, and I wasn't like really allowed to work out or anything. I still had to rest. And then when you're 8 months pregnant, the last thing you're doing is getting your ass in the gym, especially with COVID too. Like things were closed. The gym off and on has been open, closed, open, closed. For majority of the time it was closed. So yeah, so most of my pregnancy, like, I didn't work out. I was still active. Like, I was going on walks, and like I was really active around the house and trying to like be productive. We ended up moving, so that too was like a big thing. I wasn't like in the gym during my pregnancy, so but I was still active. I wasn't just like on the couch like being a couch potato all day. Like, I was still trying to be productive and get things done and not using it as an excuse, like I said before, with the eating. And like, I'm not gonna lie, I'm gonna be completely honest. I was super happy with the way my body was before I got pregnant. And when I found out I was pregnant, one of the things that I thought was, oh my God, my body, like, what's gonna happen? What is it gonna look like? I need to snap back. Like, I was so focused on like snapping back and like, okay, no, I need to get a waist trainer when I'm done pushing this baby out. Like, I'm snatching myself back up. Like, I was so like fixated on that. And then like, now looking back, I'm like, now that I've had my daughter, and like, that's the last thing you're thinking about after you have a baby is like putting on a freaking waist trainer. Like, no. Like, you're tired. I barely got to eat and shower and sleep. Like, that's the last thing I was thinking about was, let me go put on my waist trainer. And you just realize like your priorities change so much. And of course, like, I still wanted to look good and feel good. And like, I saw my body and I was like, whoa, like, things have really changed. And after you have a baby, like, your skin, it's loose, like, it's not as tight. You don't feel secure. So I did put on like a waist trainer. But it wasn't like, for me, like, in my mind, I wasn't like, okay, I'm wearing this so I could snap back. It was more like, I liked to feel secure, and like your stomach feels loose and you just don't feel like yourself. So it was more of like a secure feeling. I liked wearing like more fitted clothes after, just to give me that secure, like, kind of like a hug. Like, I felt like my body needed a little hug. So yeah, so that's what I did after. That's, I would say, the only thing I really did. My stomach did go down pretty fast, but like I said, since like that first like 2 weeks, that first month really, I don't feel like my body's made a big change. I'm still kind of like at that same weight, at that same body type. I know a lot of people ask like, oh my God, did you get stretch marks? And like I said, I'm 4 months postpartum, and I just started getting stretch marks last week. Like, I looked in the mirror and I was changing and I was like, what is that? Like, that's a stretch mark. So for me, stretch marks aren't like a huge deal. I had stretch marks even before, like I said, I went through like weight loss and weight gain and like puberty. Like, I had stretch marks on my boobs, on my thighs, on my ass. Like, I had them before being pregnant. I'm not gonna lie, that day when I got it, I was having like a day where I was feeling down and I wasn't feeling like the greatest, like, with my appearance. And we all have those days, we're human. So that day when I did see those stretch marks in the mirror, I was like, you're kidding me. Like, I thought I was in the clear. I stopped using, one of the things I did use during pregnancy was shea butter and bio oil I used, and I used that every day, like morning and night. I used it and I didn't get stretch marks. So I don't know if it's because like I stopped using it that the stretch marks came, or it's because like that's just what happens. If that's happened to anyone else, let me know. Like, I don't know. I thought I was in the clear. I was like, I didn't get stretch marks, I'm good, whatever. Now, like, after that day, I had my moment. I was like, you know what? Okay, whatever. We're gonna have like a moment. We're gonna wallow a little. And then I was like, we're done. Stretch marks are okay. I had stretch marks before. So many people have stretch marks. It's such a normal thing, and I don't see it as an ugly or bad thing. It was just in that moment, I was like, you're kidding me, right? When I saw that I had stretch marks that day, I was having a bad day, and it's normal. Like, I'm not gonna sit on here and be like, oh yeah, 24/7 after having a baby, I felt super confident. I felt like the baddest bitch. Like, no, I didn't. I had my moments. I had my days. Even before having a baby, like, we're human. We have days where we don't feel the most confident. We don't feel like ourselves. And that's totally normal. So especially after having a baby, when like so much has changed mentally, physically, emotionally, I felt like I had my days. I actually, like, I would say more than like days. I wanted to film this video for like so long now. And I feel like a month, like the past month, I was going through like a funk, and it was like me just not feeling confident, not feeling sexy, not feeling cute. Like, I would look in the mirror and be like, who is this person? Like, and I say that like my body too, but also like mentally, like after you have a baby, it's hard to figure out like, who am I now? Like, I'm a mom, figuring a balance between the old you, the new you, mom you. Like, it's a lot to adjust, and I'm still adjusting. I'm not going to sit here and be like, everything's perfect, everything's great. mentally, like I'm still going through it, like emotionally, physically, like I'm still trying to get back and finding that balance of like new me, old me, mom me. So that's for sure an adjustment, and it's gonna take time. Like I keep on telling myself it's gonna take time. It took you 9 months to make this baby and create this life. Give yourself that time to like get back to yourself even more, because it's a huge change. There's moments where like I'll see old pictures or like memories will pop up and I'm like, oh my God, like my body was amazing. I miss my old body. Like that happens. Like I'll see that like all the time. And it for sure gets to me. And I could either like sit there and just like be scrolling through old pictures and like, oh my God, look at my body, look how it used to be, da da da. But I'm telling you, like looking at my daughter, no one could tell me shit anymore. Like, I'm sorry. Like, you can't tell me nothing. I carried that baby for 9 months. I created that baby. I pushed that baby out my vagina. Like, once you push a baby out your vagina, no one can tell me shit. Like, I cannot be hard on myself. Like, my body, I appreciate it so much more since giving birth. Like, what it was able to do and what it was able to give me. Like, my daughter is, like, the biggest accomplishment ever. And it's crazy, like, how beautiful our bodies are and what they're able to do. Like, you're able to carry that human for 9 months in your stomach and birth them and give them life. And then your body, like, produces milk and it's able to feed them and give them the nutrients they need. Like, it's crazy to me. And whenever I'm having days like that, that's what I think of. Like, I'm having a bad day, I look at my daughter and I'm like, I would do it over again. Like, if I had to keep this body, like, for the rest of my life, the way it looks now, I would. Like, there's nothing in the world I would trade for my daughter. I've also come to the realization, like, my body's probably never gonna be the way it was before, and I'm totally fine with that. Like, the things my body went through and the things my body was able to do for me, I hope it's not the same, because it's been through so much and so many amazing things, like, in this past year, that I'm totally fine with it not going back to the way it was. Of course, I still want to like look good and feel good and, you know, be healthy. And I'm getting back on track. I'm starting to work out again and eating better and just taking care of myself more. I'm finding like more of a routine and getting into like having more time for myself now since having a baby. So I'm definitely adjusting now, and I feel like I'm able to take care of myself better. And I realized one thing is, like, in order to be a good mom, you need to take care of yourself. And that's where it starts. If you aren't taken care of, if you're not happy, then you can't be the best mom you can be. Like, for me to be the best mom, I need to make sure I'm taking care of myself. And I'm like, I've eaten, I've showered, I've slept. Like, mentally, I need to make sure I'm okay. Because if I haven't eaten, if I'm not sleeping, like, obviously with a new baby, you're not sleeping that much. But if I really need to prioritize myself, I need to prioritize me time. And that's what I'm doing. And that's what I'm finding a balance with. Like, it's okay to take time for yourself. It's okay to put yourself as a priority. Of course, I feel like automatically becoming a mom, your baby becomes your first priority. But at least make yourself a priority to make sure you're on that checklist. Like today, Luna is with her Nana. I was like, you know what? It's okay. Like, let me take that time. Let me film a video today. Let me go get my nails done. I really like to make sure that I have that me time because it's important, and it's important for your mental health also. This isn't just a video about like your body and like snapping back and like all of that. This is a video too about like your mental health and checking in on yourself. And I want to say this, like, to women in general, like, whether you had a baby or not, we just need to be kinder to ourselves. We need to be kinder to our bodies, and we need to be nicer to our bodies and treat ourselves better. That's where it starts with. And we also, too, need to treat ourselves better, but we need, as women, to uplift one another and just be kinder to each other. We need to stop judging and, like, comparing ourselves to other women, and stop like judging and critiquing other women and, oh, she's doing this and, oh, she's that. Like, we need to stop. We need to compliment each other, uplift each other, like support each other. I don't know for you guys, but for me, like, yeah, okay, it's nice when a guy compliments you, depending, because sometimes they be on some like creepy shit and it makes you feel like really grossed out after. But like when you get a good compliment from a guy, it's nice. But when another girl compliments you and it's like, girl, your makeup's bomb, love your hair, you're so pretty. For me, that's like the best type of compliment, when another woman compliments you. And we need to start doing that more for each other. And like, if you see a pretty girl, like, I'm super shy and I'm getting out of like my bubble, but I'm really starting to doing that more. Like when I see another girl and like I like her outfit or I like her nails, like I'll tell her like, girl, I love your hair, like you're so pretty, like. And we need to do that. It's super important, and we need to start like uplifting each other, taking care of ourselves. And I feel like, yeah, this video is like a postpartum, if you have a baby video, great. Like for moms especially, it's important, but I mean this for women in general. We need to start like taking care of ourselves. The main differences I notice in my body now is my skin is looser around my stomach, and like my thighs and my ass are huge now. Like if they weren't big before, they're big now, and like that's fine. I definitely do still want to lose weight, but I don't want to be like super, super tiny. Like for me, when I feel best, like, and I say this personally because it depends from person to person, however you feel best, if you feel like you feel good, you're healthy, you're taking care of yourself, it doesn't matter what weight you are. Like, it really doesn't. And we need to stop fixating on like a number and, oh, I need to be this like weight, because it really doesn't matter. Like, I don't have a scale in my house. I'm not constantly checking like, okay, I need to be 150 pounds, because 150 pounds, what looks like on me and my like height could be completely different to 150 pounds for somebody else. And whatever they're happy with, if they're like healthy, why do you care like what someone weighs and what they look like? If they're healthy, they're taking care of themselves, they're good, like worry about you. We need to stop worrying about other people, worry about each other, and like fix our own problems with ourselves, and then stop judging other people and like fixating on other people and, oh, she looks like this, she looks like that. Like, no, we need to stop doing that. Also too, like if women want to get their bodies done after having a baby, let them. Like, who cares? Like, if you want to like just be the way you are, natural, that's fine. If you want to get work done, that's fine. Like, no one's here to, like, I'm not here to judge. Like, to be honest, I think I want about 4 kids. I'm getting my boobs done. I need a lift. Like when I'm done having 4 kids, popping 4 kids out, you best believe I want a lift. I want these things nice and perky, because after having 1 baby, I noticed a difference. Like before I breastfeed and like my boobs are filled, they're like nice and full and perky. When she's done like drinking, they're saggy. They're not like what they used to be. So yeah, I'm probably gonna get my boobs done when I'm done having a baby, and that's real, and that's fine. Whether you want to do something or you don't, it's fine. That's going to make me happy. I'm going to do it. Like, period. So with that being said, I am starting to eat healthier and like making sure I'm eating enough throughout the day. Because with breastfeeding also, like you burn a lot of calories and you're more hungry and you need to make sure you're hydrated. So also with that, like when I say eating better, I actually mean eating, because there was a point in the beginning where like I was so anxious and like sleep deprived and exhausted. Like I wasn't finding time for myself to eat. Like I would go all day and I'd be like, I didn't eat today. Like that's not good. I'm breastfeeding. I need to be producing like nutrients for my baby and my breast milk. And I need to make sure she's getting all the good things too. So I'm starting to do that now. I'm starting to like eat better, and I want to start like working out more. I started a bit, and I say that very lightly because it's probably like once a week, but it's a step. So I'm starting that too. And it's also hard too to find time with a baby to work out. So sometimes I'll work out with her. Like I'll use her as a weight. I'll squat with while holding her. Like you gotta get creative. You gotta find the time where you can. So I do want to lose weight and become like more healthy, and I'm gonna do that, and that's fine. Like if I want to snap back, I should be able to snap back, and like people shouldn't be like, girl, stop worrying about snapping back. Like it's fine. I don't like necessarily have like this image of like my body's gonna be how it was pre-pregnancy, or I'm gonna be like this amount of weight. Like I just want to feel healthy. I want to feel good. I want to feel in shape. After having a baby and not working out for almost a year, like I'm not in the best shape. Like I'm not gonna lie. So I want to get back into good shape and just eating healthier. So I really want to say this to all the moms who like just had a baby. be kind to yourselves. Take time. Like, know it's going to take time to get back to where you want to get back, whether it's how you were before having a baby or just, you know, you want to lose a bit more weight, not too much. It's going to take time. It's okay. When you're having those down days where you're not feeling the best, you're not feeling confident, you don't know really who you are, look at your baby. Like, for me, that's the best thing I can do when I'm having a day like that. I look at my daughter and I'm like, I did that. Like, my body did that. The body that I have now was able to do that. And that's what gets me through like those days and those funks and pushing through. Also, allow yourself to go through it. Like, it's normal. You changed. Accept it, embrace it, and realize it. Don't like deny it. Like, no, that didn't happen. Like, embrace it. Take the time and know it's going to take time. Look how long it took to create your baby. Give yourself that time to get back to where you want to get back to. And I think one of the craziest like things too is when you find out you're pregnant and you're having a baby, you know your body's going to change, but it's something you have no control over. Like, you just have to let your body do what it's going to do. So I think that's one of the scariest things too when having a baby and finding out you're pregnant. For me personally, that was one of them. Was like, I know my body's going to change. I know I don't really have control over it. I just have to let it happen. And I still have to make sure I'm healthy. So that's one of the things too, I feel like was like, when I found out I was pregnant, I was like, oh my God, like, I know my body's going to change. I don't really have control. I have to let it happen. I have to see what's going to happen. And when I say we need to be kinder to each other, it's crazy because I look back at pictures where I was like my skinniest and my smallest. And I remember being so like unhappy back then, like with myself. And I was so like, I still need to lose weight. And like, so even at my smallest, it's crazy. At my smallest, I was probably the most unhappy I've ever been. I was so anxious and stressed out and I had such bad anxiety and I was always like critiquing myself and I wasn't treating my body the way it should be. Like, I was so hard on myself and mean to myself. And I look back and I'm like, my smallest, I still wasn't happy with that. Like, I was still like fixated on like, I need to lose more weight and I need to be this and I need to be that. And so that's what I say, like, just enjoy every stage your body's at and love every stage your body's at, whether you're 10 pounds heavier or 10 pounds lighter. Just enjoy your body in that very moment. And I'm probably the heaviest I've been now, or like close to when I went through my weight loss. But me being at my heaviest now, I am the happiest I've ever been. I have my daughter, I have my family, I have a beautiful home, I'm healthy, I'm happy. And I want to close this video off on that note. And it's crazy to think, like, me at my smallest, I was probably the most unhappy mentally and emotionally. And me at my heaviest now, I am the happiest I've been. So I love you guys so much. Be kind to yourselves, be patient, trust the stages that you're going through and love every stage you're going through. Yeah, so like I was saying, this is my body now. Like, my hips are definitely a lot wider. My rib cage also, like, it's much bigger. My boobs, my thighs, and then I have like, my stomach's not completely flat still. I still have, it's like loose skin. It's hard to explain. It's like down, but it's loose skin. So I'll give you guys a little look. And then I have these little like rolls here, which is fine. And it's just like loose, my stomach still. Like, I still have skin here. My belly button is like stretched and I still have that little line. And then, like I was saying, the stretch marks that I saw, like, they're coming in here. So I have little stretch marks that made an appearance this week. So those are new. I didn't have those before, like, my whole pregnancy. So like the skin's just a lot looser, like around my stomach, which I'm not used to, but it's all good. I just finished filming my video and thank God, because I forgot to put on a nipple pad. So this is happening. So this is another thing that happens to your body after having a baby. Your boobs leak. I also want to give a huge shout out to Jared because he's like a big reason too for me feeling like confident. Of course, it starts and like you need to feel confident yourself, but having a partner that like compliments you and just lets you know like you're beautiful and they think you're beautiful, it's a very important thing too. So I know this is like a girl chat like video, but if there's any men watching it, just make sure after your girlfriend or your wife has a baby, just tell them they're beautiful. Tell them, you know, they're pretty, they look amazing. Like, it's important. And yeah, that's one of the main reasons too that helps me a lot is like Jared. So huge shout out to you. Thank you so much for watching this video, and please, please, please make sure to subscribe and like and share and comment, and yeah, love yourselves.